day, everyone. Gold day, everyone. Sa video nito, ano natin, let's go on sa mga questions ng Magic Night natin. Here is a compilation no, ng ng mga questions regarding the Sogeking and the SGC setup. So, title nito, Questions for the Wizard King. So, thank you, Magic Knife, for making this one. So, sa mga nanghihiyang magtanong, tanong kayo. So, ito, nakakompile na yung mga tanong niya dito as a PDF. Here we have SGC setup for a short trade, breakout, Sogeking setup for a long trade. So, tingnan muna natin yung SGC. Ito yung pagkakaintindi ng SGC setup sa ano niya. So, criteria niya, we have a spot, a volume push candle. So, here is the volume push candle. And spot a pullback candle, so may pullback daw na ganito. It should not break the consolidation zone. So it's like you have a gap here. Merong gap. So I think it's yung parang SGC na low win rate lang. It should form like push, retrace, and then break. Parang ganon. And dito yung entry. So the entry should be here, not yung above kasi ito yung magiging risk mo. Malaking risk yan for SGC. So sa Sogeking naman, yeah, you have a push, then create a support, strong support muna. Then yung bearish candle na break ni bullish, yeah, that's correct. Then nag-pull back, then you should enter here. Okay, so regarding the Sogeking setup, so perfectly understood yung ating Sogeking setup. But for the SGC, if you have candle formation like this one, I do not I do not recommend doing an SGC setup like parang mga ito, meron kang gap. So that's a very risky SGC setup just for me, para sa akin. So let's go to the questions. Ito yung mga confusing setups for me, sabi niya. Assuming the support mark below is a high volume support. So you have a high volume support here. So push candle, the pullback candle. So it didn't break the high. So ito yung assumption. So my assumptions dito. SGC or Sogeking, then why? Please comment on my assumptions if I'm correct or not. So your assumption, it is an SGC setup. It's not a Sogeking setup trade because the pullback doesn't make a new support with a volume push candle. It does not break the open price of the previous candle. Yep, partly correct. Your assumption is correct. My partly correct. My action SGC short trade enter when the next candle breaks the pullback candle low is broken. All right. So dito na tayo. Okay. So sa first muna, dito muna. Ayan. Always remember when doing ito muna ha, balikan muna natin dito. Okay. Whether you go for SGC or Sogeking, I always remind everyone that do not focus on the patterns, right? Do not focus on the patterns. Kasi yung patterns na yan, parang ano lang yan, the psychology. When will the psychology or when will the market break? When will the market bounce? Okay? It's not that every time may na makita kayong ganito, it should be a Sogeking, it should be an SGC. Every time na may ganito, it should be a Sogeking. It should be. No. Take into consideration the overall market trend. Okay? Overall market trend. Okay? So, example, we have three major market movements, di ba? Sabi ko, dun sa video natin. It's uptrend, downtrend, and the consolidation or the ranging. Okay. So if you are in an uptrend, to sample lang. If you are in an uptrend, the prices are swinging highs. Okay? Hindi naman siya diretso na parang ganun lang na uptrend, di ba? And then you spotted a SGC setup here during an uptrend. Yeah, ganun. So that's a time na nag-break siya ng panibagong high. Okay? Will there be a new high at that point? Will you be executing an SGC setup here? knowing that this is an uptrend and it's a swing high and it should swing low before it swings for another high. Okay, so consider the overall trend of the market. The next one to consider is number two, is volume and timing. Okay, so when did it happen? Is there any catalyst? Okay, catalyst. What is the market sentiment at that point? So marami kayo i-consider, not just the pattern, but the overall consideration. So example, dito may nakalagay dyan. Oh, naka-spot ka ng SGC. But it was during the Asian session. Diba? So, what is your bias? So, if it happened during Asian, so low probability na magbe-breakout yan. Diba? And, sample, sa London nangyari. And then, sa New York session, you have a catalyst, a news, a high impact news. So, will there be an SGC in London? Or magko-consolidate lang yan, awaiting the New York catalyst, diba? So we should consider a lot of things, not just only the candle formation, but the volume, the catalyst, and the firstly, overall trend of the market. If you zoom out, makita mo, uy, nandito pala ako sa high na to. And then this is an uptrend. Nakikita ko pang uptrend siya. Nandito ako sa high na to. There's a possibility that it will swing a newer low. It will form a newer low before breaking. So if you want to perfectly execute an SGC, kung mayroong uptrend dyan, di ba? So you have a swing high here, swing low here. After swing low, pag nandito na spot mo yung SGC, that's a high probability that it will break to create a new high na naman. Kasi it's an uptrend, di ba? So that's how you consider SGC. Sa Sogeking naman, ganito na mag-consider. So if you are on an uptrend and you spot a Sogeking here, or no, Sogeking is a support. Okay, ganon. I-erase natin lahat. Okay, if you are in an uptrend and then nakaspot ka ng Sogi na pattern. Pattern is the psychology, di ba? So, yan. You spotted a Sogeking here. Yeah. Will there be any bounces na mangyayari? I think not kasi magbe-break pa yan. So if you spotted a like that. Okay. Spotted a Soggy King here. And then hindi na break yung solid na support na yan. That's the time you execute the Soggy King. So example, nandito yung price. Then you spotted the pattern. Marang may ganitong pattern na nag-form. Kasi hindi naman perfectly ganun yung talaga movement. So there are candles here, candles. Then you spotted a candle here. So the overall trend of the market is kaka-break niya lang sa swing high. Will there be a Soggy King here? So ganun. Ganun yung mga considerations na i-ano nyo. Okay, let's go back dito. Assuming the support marked below is a high volume support. So meron kang high volume support dito. Pullback candle, ganito. So, is this an SGC or Soggy King? For me, sa akin, wala. Wala kang matitrade muna. Why? Should wait for the other candle to form, diba? So if the next candle forms like ganito, and it does break this one, so you can perform a SGC. If candle forms na magbo-bullish and it breaks this high, I will wait for another candle to retest this one. Pag nag-retest yan, then na-break yan, then bumalik, that's the time I will enter a buy for a Soggy King. Okay? So, as early, pag ganito pa lang ka-early, you cannot really make a SGC or Soggy King na assumptions or na consideration. And also, I would look into ano ba yung trend ni market before forming this kind of candles. Okay? So, Sogeking and SGC. Okay, dito, balikan natin. Ang SGC natin is like this one. Tapos magbe-break. Dito yung entry mo. So, that's a SGC. Okay, pag hindi valid si SGC, kasi pag gumanon, tapos gumanon, and then meron kang candle na gumanon, and then another candle, wick, and then gumanon. So this is a Soggy King variation. Bakit? Na-break niya tong bearish na to here. And then it wick here and wet back. So meron kang Soggy King. So pag hindi nang materialize si SGC, Soggy King will eventually materialize. But kung nandun ka sa ranging market, make sure na yung mga Soggy King setups nangyayari dun sa support. Okay? And then your TP is ganito, maliit lang na range. Okay, nakuha na natin siguro, no? If not, repeat, ano lang, review the video. So SGC ganito, Soggy King ganito. If SGC doesn't materialize, it will turn into a Soggy King eventually. And if the Soggy King does not materialize, it will turn into a SGC. Diba? So ganun, parang related lang yun sila. Here, another one, SGC or Soggy King, then why? Okay, assumption. It is a Soggy King long trade because the bullish candle, pullback candle, okay, breaks the previous candle's open price. And the wick is almost a new support, okay, which can be an SGC setup as well, assuming that the succeeding candles are not breaking the consolidation. Tama. It can be an SGC setup if the succeeding candles are not breaking the consolidation zone identified. Okay? So, you should wait. Pag hindi pa clear picture, you should wait, no? An SGC could turn into a Soggy King. A Soggy King could turn into an SGC. So it kasi hindi naman natin laging babantayan natin like Soggy King na to, hindi. So you should consider a lot of things. Overall market, meron bang anticipated sa sunod na session? Is this a high volume session? So ano natin 'yon, incorporate natin lahat ng mga natutunan natin before putting up an assumption, before putting up a trade plan. Tama naman dito. No? Ito yung pinaka ano nyo. Can be an SGC step as well, assuming that the succeeding candles are not breaking the consolidation. So it will test your patience. So pag may mga ganito pang kandila, it's very early. No? So madaling sabi, it's very early to identify it as an SGC or a Soggy King. Kasi kailangan mo pang maghintay ng mga candles. Okay. Kulang pa ang information na binibigay ni market sa atin sa mga panahon na to. Then the third one, assumption can be an SGC as long as succeeding candles break the consolidation. Tama. Not a Soggy King setup because the bullish candle, although made a new support, does not break the previous candle open price. So sabi ko na nga kanina, if ganito pa lang mangyayari, it could to turn out to be an SGC, it could turn out to be an A Soggy King. Kasi pag ito, sinundan ng bullish candle na ganon, you have a break here. So pag na-break yan, tapos nag-wick ulit, you can enter here as a Soggy King setup. Diba? Pero, pwede din siyang maging SGC. But you have a risk kasi tumalon to. Diba? May gap dito. Sabi ko nga, low win rate na SGC. But, if that candle breaks, tapos nag-wick, then bumalik, then you can enter here. Diba? As an SGC. So, dalawa lang yung side na yon. Okay? May action enter an SGC short. So, mag-short daw siya as long as the succeeding do not break the consolidation. So, it's a high risk trade since you closed a bullish candle here and then meron kang rejection na parang ni-reject yung prices dyan. So, it could turn out to be a Soggy King. Okay? So, high risk ang magiging trade setup mo nito. So, the better action here is to wait for the next candle. It's either if it breaks here or it breaks dito sa taas. So if it breaks sa taas, then wait for another candle na naman, then wait for the wick and then the retest of that one. And then this could act as your buffer para sa magiging stop loss mo, which is sa baba ng new support. So if you want an SGC here, wait for another candle to form before kung dito ka kasi mag-entry, you have a high probability na malaki magiging panalo mo, but the risk would be very high since it closed bullish, baka maggaganon pa yung candles. Okay, so it's a high risk for an SGC here. The fourth one, SGC or Sogeking, it formed a doji. Okay, so in decision in the market, the pullback candle breaks the support but does not break the previous candle open. So it can be an SGC short trade or Soggy King long trade. Monitor succeeding candles, then decide. Yeah, that is the best action. Monitor succeeding candles, then decide. So everyone dito sa mga sagot mo, 1, 2, 3, sa mga tanong mo, the answer is monitor succeeding candles, then decide. Dito, tama. Ito yung pinakasagot sa lahat. Monitor succeeding candles, then decide. And always remember, take into consideration overall market trend, the volume, the timing, the catalyst, kung anong meron. Okay? I hope this video helps, lalo na sa Magic Night na nagtanong sa akin nito. I hope na may nakuha ka dito. I hope na hindi ako, I guess, kung hindi man klaro, you can always ask me for clarification. Okay? Para at least, ano tayo, we're on the same page every time na re-release tayo ng new strategy and assignments for you. So, yung iba din na nahihiyang magtanong, huwag kayong mahihiyang magtanong. It's part of the learning process. So, if you ask more, you will learn more. And as well as me, I could polish or I could refine the strategy na, uy, meron palang ganito na nangyayari, hindi pala clear yung conditions na ganito. So, that it is a two-way na benefit. It's a win-win for us. Okay? So, so thank you sa nagtanong and I hope I cleared things out. So, pag mga ganitong patterns pa lang, so if it's confusing for you, the best action is to monitor succeeding candles, then decide. Then, do not focus on the patterns. Huwag niyo i-focus masyado yung patterns. Focus on the overall market structure and the psychology behind each pattern. Sa SGC, the psychology there is it's getting volume para mag-breakout. The Soggy King naman, it's getting volume and identifying a volume that a level that really supports that price para mag-bounce siya pataas. So, pag individual candles yung i-monitor mo, like, ganito yung formation nito but not understanding what is the psychology behind this move, no? Is the where am I now at the market, no? Kung ito yung direction ng market. Where is the price now? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Diba? So you should consider it before taking an SGC or Soggy King trade. So I hope this helps. So mahaba na yung video natin, lumagpas ng 15 minutes. I'm not confusing anyone. I'm not no, tawag nito, hindi ako nagpapagulo sa trading. Hope to clarify things out and thank you for all the questions here, very well documented and I hope na-address ko yung mga concerns dito. Okay? So, good luck everyone. I hope we have a profitable week ahead. Magbibigay ako ng bagong assignment for the Soggy King naman, for mastery of the Soggy King. So, good luck everyone and have a nice day.